Hello everybody, Mitzi Cruz. I am here with Lincoln Live and Krissy Rich. And Krissy is just an incredible person, one of my very favorite people. I know Lincoln is full of amazing people and just love that as a community we just have so much to offer. But I really have to tell you, Krissy has just stood out in my heart since I met her a few years back. Just an incredible person, a wonderful mother. Just really, really glad to be friends with Krissy and just have learned all of the amazing knowledge that she has in regards to oils and just treating my family naturally. And that's what I've been doing for the last few years. We rarely go to the doctor because of all of the valuable information that we've been able to learn and the guidance from Krissy. So Krissy, can you start off by telling us just a little bit about yourself?
Yes. Okay, so I have 6 girls. Like everyone knows that I'm the one who makes all the girls in the town. So if you see a girl, it's probably mine. And I am actually pregnant with my 7th girl because that's what we make and we figured we'd stay with what we do well. I kind of got into oils because of my kids, and I had a best friend who gave... Do you want me to look at you or here?
You could...
What's better?
Do whatever.
This one stopped.
Oh, did you want to start it again?
That's up to you. You're still live on...
We'll just do yours.
Okay.
So basically, I started doing this because my friend sent me like these little baby samples, you know, like little teeny ones like this. And I seriously shelved them for 2 years. I was like, wow. Like I just threw them on a shelf because I didn't know what to use them for. I didn't think they would really help, you know,
Right.
kind of like, oh, maybe it's all in your head. And so for seriously 2 years, I didn't touch them until my daughter got an ear infection. And then that's when I'm like, all right, let's see if this like voodoo hippie witch doctor stuff works. And it worked within just like 10 to 15 minutes. And I thought, oh, no way. Did I seriously just like suffer for the last 2 years and not have this? And so it kind of went from this place of, you know, growing up in a medically minded household. I mean,
Right.
like if we needed any kind of attention medically, like we went to the doctor.
And we all do.
We just went to the doctor. That's
yeah.
what you did. If you had a headache, you went and you got aspirin and you got all this like stuff, and we didn't understand what it did to our bodies. And
Right.
so it was kind of funny because I saw my mom go through this cycle, and we've talked about this.
Right.
You know, we have similar backgrounds where we just kind of saw like the negative effects that medications have on our bodies and
Right.
what they do to families, and it just tore our family up.
Yeah.
Like it ripped our whole family apart. She got into like this, you know, prescription drug cycle
Right.
because she would go in for this massive pain. She was just desperate, right? Like she wanted to get out of pain, but she couldn't.
Right.
So what do? You go to the doctor, like, help me. And I just saw her go through the cycle. They would give her a higher dose and it would get worse and a higher dose. And
Right.
eventually, you know, several times I watched her overdose.
Yeah.
And it was a really hard thing. And I'm sharing that with you because I know there's a lot of people out there who have similar experiences. Like they're kind of in this trapped cycle.
Right.
Right. And that's kind of where my passion came from, is after I started using these and I started like looking things up in my little book.
Right.
I'm like, I'm not at the mercy of every little thing that happens to me.
Right. Not at all.
I can figure stuff out. And so it really helped me to feel empowered. And kind of that's why I'm here teaching it, is because I feel like, especially moms,
Yes.
right? Those are my people. I'm like, oh no, your baby's sick. Like, try this, try that. And like, I don't know everything. I just test things out. I go to a lot of trainings because I want to know what's going to work best.
Right.
And if it doesn't, I try something else. But I know it's not going to like hurt anybody. So
Right.
that's kind of like a little about me.
Okay, so, you know, you touched on a lot of incredible things, and one of the things that I think is, you know, some people are at all different levels of kind of understanding what oils are all about and homeopathic medicine and things like that. So, can you tell us, just kind of give us an overview about oils and what they are, how you use them, all that good stuff?
Sure. So you say this magic chant. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, this is the class that I teach. Like if you guys have ever been to one of my classes, some of you have just seen them online. I just teach like a simple basic, and there's going to be a quiz and you'll get a prize if you listen. So write this down.
Really? Actually. Yeah. So
I do have a prize. At the end, if you answer the question right, I'll give you a little raffle prize, and there's like some cool goodies in here, which mean nothing to you just yet. And that's my daughter at the door. So whatever, we're going to try to just pretend there's not a 3-year-old like within this 10-minute span. So they are, oh goodness, I don't know what to do about that. Should I just ignore?
You bring her in. It's okay.
Okay. Do you want to open the door and just let her come in? I'll just have her sit on my lap. So basically, we know that in the medicine world, they're designed to manage symptoms.
Right.
Like, that's their goal.
Right.
Which is great. Like, if you are dying, you need to go to the hospital, right? Like, you need that. And so it's great for symptoms. But what happens is, when you abuse that over and over, or you use it so much, I mean, what happens to your liver?
Right.
Right? Like, you're killing your liver, your gut's destroyed, and you're causing all these problems. And so with doTerra, their whole point is, like, let's give your body something that it recognizes. And that's what essential oils are. It's plant-based medicine. If you were to take a peppermint leaf and crush it and then smell your fingers, you would smell that aroma, which is really cool because that's one of the ways that you use essential oils is aromatically.
Right.
And so, like, that's the simple version. It is plant-based medicine. And then you have different types because, you guys, you can go to the dollar store and you can buy an essential oil and it will say 100% pure on the label. But I guarantee you it is not pure. And that's because there's no FDA regulation. And so what happens is they can have like 1 drop of a pure oil.
Right.
And the rest can be like contaminants and synthetics and fillers. So you're like, you're putting stuff on you. And if it's on you, it's in you.
Right.
I'm going to give you some peppermint first because I want you to smell this awesomeness. And this is actually the little home essentials kit. I actually bought one because I wanted one just to carry around. But look how cute that is. It's got everything in one spot. You've got your 10 most basic oils. But basically, 1 drop of peppermint oil is the equivalent to 28 cups of peppermint tea. So when you use one of these, you are going to wake up every cell in your body. I'm going to give you some.
I wish this were like smell-o-vision.
I know. So. Can you guys smell? Can you smell?
It's pretty incredible.
So the things that peppermint's good for, cooling the body, right? Bringing temperatures down. What about your airways? How does that feel?
Yeah. I know, Xavier, my husband actually wakes himself up with oils quite a bit.
Oh, nice. And it just feels like it opens your airways.
Right.
It's really good for that. And so like we were talking about, there's different grades of oils. And so you can go to the health food store and that's, one of the better grades, but there's no guarantee. And so with doTerra, their whole point is that you're getting a medicinal grade.
Right.
So everything's been sourced from where it grows best. Everything's been tested beyond industry standards. It's really a cool way to get like this to me, like takes care of 80% of anything that happens in my house. So like if someone has something that happens, I'm always like, check your family kit. Right. You got something. This is the one you have, right?
No, I have the big one.
You have the big one, that's right.
I have to say, I am, for a lot of I have a 16-month-old daughter, Lily, and Lily, we've literally never been to the doctor or the hospital with anything. She had a cold recently, and she started tugging on her ear, and I literally texted Krissy. She told me exactly what to do, took care of it. No hospital trips, no antibiotics. That baby's never had Tylenol in her body, never had antibiotics, and none of that. She just totally, completely treated her at home homeopathically and never had any problems, and it's just incredible. Her health is incredible. She's had 1 cold in 16 months. That's it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And you got a lot of kids too, right?
Yes.
I mean, I know me and you are like, we're kind of like trying to beat each other, but I'm going to let you win.
No, I'm done. We are done.
Are you at 6 or 7?
Well, 9 between my husband and
9,
I.
oh my gosh.
6 at home.
Okay. So we're about neck and neck.
Yeah.
Okay, then the next thing that I was going to say is, well, how do you use these? Because a lot of people are like, well, I don't want to get into it because I don't know how to use them.
Sure.
And we just used it one way, which was aromatically. So you're smelling it. You can put it on your hands or you can put it in like a little diffuser. You stick a few drops in here. And what's cool about doing it aromatically is you're killing the germs in the air and you're uplifting your mood. Because our amygdala and our brain is directly connected to our senses. So when you smell something, it's like if you were to smell chocolate chip cookies and it reminded you of your grandma.
Right.
Our brains are really quick to receive that information. So smelling it is actually really a quick way. So that's one way. The other way is topical. So let's just say you've got like a stiff neck. Does your neck ever get like sore? Like,
yeah.
Oh, I can feel it right there.
Yeah, you can.
So deep blue is a good one for that. So topically, we're just going to like put it on where it hurts.
Yeah.
We'll do one side. We'll let her feel relaxed on one side. No, now you're off center. Now I have to do both.
I'll take it.
But there's different essential oils for different needs. And
yeah.
like you don't have to know everything at once, right? That's why we use a book that has been studied. And I mean, search PubMed. There's so much research that backs it up now. And the last way you can use it is internally. you don't do this with any other brand. Like, this is kind of a specific to doTerra thing, because if you do it with another brand, like I said, you have no guarantee that's what's in there.
Right.
One of the ones I use internally a lot is lemon.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I'll just straight drop it in my mouth. Or like if there's an upset tummy, I'll use some digestin and just do it down the hatch. You can put it in water, but don't use it in plastic because it will eat it.
It'll break down the plastic.
Ruined my husband's camel pack. But so those are the basics of essential oils.
So another thing I have to mention is actually when I was at the hospital giving birth to Lily, it was incredible because after I had given birth, the nurses actually brought me in some essential oils on a cloth. Mm-hmm. So now the hospitals are actually starting to realize that this is an effective way to manage pain, manage mood issues and things like that too. Not that I was moody, but I was in pain. So as opposed to, I was nursing. So as opposed to taking Vicodin or what's the other one called? Well, same thing. The same, whatever the other word for Vicodin is, as opposed to taking that and putting painkillers into my body, which I was nursing my newborn baby. I had my essential oils on my cloth, and it really, really helped out a lot. So it's pretty incredible.
Well, and like that's kind of the big thing is, I mean, there's been so many times where, I have like my 15-year-old, she's 15 today, so happy birthday to Shelby.
Happy birthday.
But, she's struggled with, I have 6 girls, let's just say it, like it's emotional in my house.
Right.
Like there are some emotional things that happen. And what's really cool about using the oils is I don't always know the answer of what to say to her to help her if she's having like a breakdown.
Right.
Right? Like have your guys' kids have breakdowns? Like they're tantrums and they go crazy. And it's cool because you can kind of like just, what I do is I'll just say, hey, can I just rub your hand?
Yeah.
And I'll just grab some oils, like Balance is my favorite, and I'll just put some Balance in her hand and I'll just let her talk through it, and I'll just like massage her hand while she's talking, which essential oils are really great at helping you release those emotions.
Right.
So what's cool about now is like, I'm not afraid of what she's gonna, all the negative thoughts that are going on in her head.
Right.
Does that make sense? Like
Absolutely.
I know a lot of teens who struggle with a lot of negativity in their heads.
Right.
They don't know how to express it, right? And there's a lot of negativity going on there. And so if you can help them by giving them just a tool, right? I am so grateful that I have tools that I can use for my kids, especially like Ariana, my other one, she was hacking up a lung. So I took the diffuser and I run it for 8 hours through the night so that I'm not having to get up all the time and like reapply.
Right.
But it's like that constant stream. I can't tell you how many times I've done that.
Right.
Where I know what to do when something happens.
Yeah.
And I remember I'm like, what was life like before oils? Like, what did I do? And I would just go to the drugstore like everybody else and pray and hope I wasn't killing their liver.
Yeah. Fix vapor rub.
A vapor rub. I know, I was all about that.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, I didn't even know that was bad for you.
Yeah.
Like so many things that you don't know until you know. So that's what I love is I love being able to help my kids. And first and foremost, like the difference it makes in me, I'm a lot nicer. My husband, like after we started using these, he's like, wow, you're so like nice to me now. So it helps you with yourself, but it also helps like your influence. Like it helps you be a better friend. Like how much more able are you to deal with stress when you have something that you can go to that's not a drug and it's not alcohol and it's not something bad for you. Because that's what we typically do is we self-medicate and we don't think about the repercussions because we're like, oh, I don't want to feel that stress.
Right.
Well, what if you had that way to just naturally, so that's what I love. I love about that. So it's cool. And then I do have specials too. I don't know how we are on time.
We're probably getting a little close, but why don't you tell us about your specials?
Okay. So this month, if you, unfortunately, it's only for new people, so but they're doing a special where if you do a $100 order this month and a $100 order next month, you get $100 free.
Yeah. We
hardly covered any of these oils, you guys. Like this is one of those things where you got to come to a class. And if you come to a class, you learn a lot. The other thing that you can do if you're wanting to take advantage of some freebies is just message me, through Mitzi. And, you have these different books that you can buy. They're on your phone. But I wanted to offer, like, if you're willing to host a class for me where we go over everything in here and we just pass around these oils and you guys talk about your issues and we help find solutions. Like, what is it that you need? Like, your needs are going to be different from mine and hers.
Right.
Slightly similar because we have somewhat of the same, demands, but our bodies process things differently.
Right.
And so yours is going to be different. And so if you have a hosted class, you get a free diffuser.
That's
you have
cool.
6 people, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And a wild orange.
Yeah.
Which is good for.
Oh, I love it.
That's it's good for creativity,
Yes.
focus, energy. And then I'm going to tell you guys the question. Okay, so if you answer this on here, I'm going to do a random drawing for some of these things. So some deep blue rub for pain, some toothpaste, because
Oh, I love their toothpaste. That's all we use.
I know, she's always buying toothpaste.
And they hand wash. We love that too.
The hand wash is so important.
Yeah.
That's where kids touch everything.
So when are you going to draw when are you going to do the drawing?
I will do it by Saturday.
Saturday. Okay,
Yeah.
so you hear
You gotta
it here
answer
first. Yeah, you got to answer it, but also you've got a little bit of time, share, and get some other people involved that might also want to take advantage of winning that prize. So
there's also a little trio of Breathe, which is good for respiratory, and On Guard for immune system, and then Digestin for tummy issues. So, and a roller bottle in case you want to put it in there and do that. So the question is, what are the 3 ways that you can use essential oils? Don't say anything.
I'm not going to say.
It's a secret. You already know. I know you. So that's all I got for you. Oh, and just kidding. So I have a new website. It's KrissyRich.com. And so that's where I'm going to go into personal development, how to use oils, because there's a lot of people who are they're just starting businesses and
Right.
they're kind of clueless on, I don't know how to start it, and they don't believe in themselves.
Yeah.
They don't know what to do. So I'm going to put in lots of videos on, well, how can you present better? How can you have more confidence in yourself?
I love that.
How do you up-level your own skills so that you
Right.
feel good? And then it trickles down to everybody you meet.
It absolutely does.
So.
Absolutely. I love that you're sharing that. It's very, because you do such an incredible job. And for all of those of you out there that don't actually follow Krissy already, oh my goodness, she's like this all the time. Just so much energy, such a rich person. And so we love watching her and learning from her and growing from her.
And I do have a Facebook page, Krissy Rich, so you can do that too.
Yeah, and actually what we'll do is we'll post your contact information in the comments as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so people can
Awesome.
reach out to you directly. So you'll be like their one-stop shop if they have any questions or anything. Just bypass the book and call Richie.
I know, right? Just text me.
Yeah.
I'll send you a link.
Right. Does anybody have any questions? Anything to add? Going once, going twice? All right.
No.
Well, did you have any final thoughts or anything else that you want to talk about?
Just get started with something. A lot of people hesitate. I know it took me forever, and I don't know, how long did it take?
Oh my gosh.
You?
Not only
Like a
did it
year.
take me a minute, but my husband was like, oh my gosh, I am not.
Your husband was so I don't want that in my house.
He's like, I need some Tylenol, and yeah.
So just do something. Even if it's just something little, there's this cute little trio kit. It's a lemon, lavender, peppermint. It's $28, right? You get peppermint, there's lemon, there's lavender for sleeping stuff. Just get started with something, because it's better than waiting until it happens. Because I know that happened a few times, with me and with you. Mm-hmm. We'd be like, well, shoot, now I have to go in. And we could have saved ourselves a lot of time and effort and money. So just start with something. That's what I would invite you to do.
All right. Well, thank you all for watching. Thanks for joining us, and join us next week, and we'll actually post who our guests will be a little bit later on today. Okay? Thank you all.
See you
Have a good
guys.
day.